Hi again, everyone. Danny Miles here in Toronto, Canada, back for another edition of the IntoBridge Daily Celebrity Challenge, where we're going to play 5 deals with the robots, and you can compare your score to mine. So I hope everyone in the US enjoyed their long weekend, and I hope everyone everywhere else in the world enjoyed a working Monday. So my team, Stefan reminded me, my hockey team, the Winnipeg Jets, they didn't do so well. So they're out on the golf course right now. So let's see how we do today. And if I don't do so well, maybe Stefan will send me out to the golf course with them. So let's hope we don't end up there. So first deal, we have 13 high card points, 3 aces and 6 diamonds. We could try a bit of a tactical 2-diamond preempt, but I'm just going to open 1 diamond here. Game is still possible. If we catch the right slow spade stopper and a couple of kings, we might make a game. 3-no trump. So Michaels and 2 spades. So let's see, this promises, of course, the majors, and 2 spades is just a preference. I would like to compete here to 3 diamonds. Partner doesn't know we have long diamonds. Let's see what 3 diamonds says. Natural, extra length. It doesn't promise a huge hand. Only 13 to 17 high card points. So that's fine. I don't mind that. Especially nobody vulnerable. We do want to compete. We have a singleton spade. Partner didn't double 2 diamonds to say, hey, I'm going to penalize them. So let's compete to 3 diamonds. I think that does this hand justice. The opponents are probably going to compete. No, they doubled us instead. Wonderful. So we're done. And we just hope not to go for a huge number here. So our work is cut out for us. The opponents are going to take, looks like a spade, a heart, probably a club, and then we have to worry about the diamond suit. The 9 of diamonds from partner is actually a really good card. I'm going with our 8-7. If diamonds are 5-0, then East has king, queen, 10, 6, 4, and we can probably, if we can get to dummy, which is easier said than done, run diamonds through them to limit our diamond losers to probably realistically 3 diamond losers, but in a perfect world, if we could lose just 2 diamond tricks, that would be amazing. But let's see, if West has the ace, king of spades, East, of course, is a passed hand. Hopefully they have probably king, queen of diamonds, probably a club honor or 2. Clubs might be 3-2. West may easily be 5-5-0-3, but all we can do for now is follow suit. And let's see if they continue spades. Club 8 switch. Let's see. This is probably a doubleton. So West might be 6-5, or they might be 5-5-1-2. Would East double 3 diamonds with king, queen, 4th? Yeah, they probably would. King, queen, 4th, and the king of spades or the king of hearts. Probably the king of hearts. So how do we want to approach this? The clubs are going to be set up, but of course we have to get trumps going. So I think we just want to duck and win the ace. We'll see if East plays the queen or the jack. And then what do? Do we play? Probably feels like we've got to play a low heart towards the dummy. The other option is to just play a club towards the king. And if West happens to ruff that, it doesn't really cost us. The other option is to play clubs to be 3-2, win the king right away, take our dummy entry, and get diamonds going. But I think we just want to win in hand and play a heart towards the queen. Okay, so now we know clubs are going to be 3-2, so we have to win the king here. We don't want to duck and then have East return a club for West to ruff, because it looks like West is probably 5-5-1-2, and we don't have to ruff a heart in the dummy. And so the clubs we don't actually need. So we're going to lose, we've lost a heart, a spade, we're going to lose a club, and we just have to keep the diamond losers minimized. So let's take advantage of this trump entry. And we may as well unblock the 10 for fun. And now I think we just want to run the 9 of diamonds. And if it goes low, I think we want to run it. If we lose to a singleton 10, that's not lucky. But we also have another entry to dummy with the queen of hearts. So really, if we can hold our trump losers to 1, which is going to be almost impossible, then that's good. But I think we just want to limit the damage and try to get out for down 1 here. So let's run the 9 of diamonds and see what happens. Hopefully we get a cover. Queen, okay. So the question is, do we duck and then get back to dummy and then hook again? Or do we just win the ace, get back to dummy and play another diamond? I think we want to win. Let's see. If we duck, East is just going to return a grape, and we're going to win. Get to dummy with the Queen of Hearts, and then play another diamond. It's going to go low. We're going to play the Jack, cash the ace, but then East is still going to get the King of Diamonds. So it doesn't actually matter here. So let's just win the ace, especially if there happens to be a singleton 10 on our left. Then ducking is actually bad because we're not going to be able to pick up East's remaining king third. Whereas if we drop the 10 right now, we just bang out the diamonds from the top. Two of hearts. Okay, so then we're 5-0. So West was 6-5. Probably since East preference to spades, West is probably 5-6, 0-2. So what do we do here? We still have a club loser and a bunch of trump losers. I would like to go to the Queen of Hearts, play a trump up. East is going to win the king, and we're still going to have another trump loser. There's nothing we can do here. I think we're just going to end up down 2. Too much bidding by us, of course. And the opponents can't make anything. We have a spade, 2 hearts, and 2 clubs to cash, unfortunately. 4, okay, so we're going to win the 5. And that's it, unfortunately. There's nothing else we can do here. They still have 3 trumps, right? The king, the 10, and the 6. So let's just make triple sure they don't score a trick with the 6 of hearts. There's nothing we can do here. If we throw him in with a club, he's just going to return a heart. We're going to ruff, play a diamond. He's going to score. Let's cash the ace of hearts, and then we've got... Oh, he ruffed the heart. That's not good. We were done anyway. There was nothing we could do. Once they got the tap going, we were always losing that extra trump trick. So 2 down. Let's check the results. Could I have done 1 trick better? I could have, it says. So I actually could have made it if they led. So I wonder if I had to just get clubs going. Maybe that's better. Yeah, at this point, I can still just play clubs or hearts. Heart towards the dummy. They continue clubs. Was this my mistake? No. Oh, okay, I had to lead a low diamond, not the 9. The 9 of diamonds actually cost a trick because they were able to cover. If I lead a low diamond, and I guess it goes... Oh, I keep my 9 of diamonds as power to power out the 10. So that was the problem. And of course, we can make 3 clubs, but that's not easy to get to. So partner just passed throughout, and they had 8 points, nothing really to say. So we'll try to get it back now before we end up on the golf course. 15 high card points. We'll open a strong no trump. And just out of curiosity, what could the opponents make? The opponents can make nothing, 1 heart or 1 spade. So we didn't do good by bidding there. So we're in a no trump, and they've let a spade. We're open in the heart suit. And basically, let's see what we can do here. We're going to get 2 spades, 3 clubs if they break 3-2, and then a couple of diamonds. So I think what we want to do is win the first spade and then work on clubs. It's possible that we could... Yeah, we actually can't get more than 4 diamond tricks. So even if hearts are like 5-3 and they score the ace of clubs, our hearts are 6-2 and they score the ace of clubs to put us down, we still wouldn't have been able to make it with diamonds. So I think I'm going to play low here. And ideally, I'd like to lead... Well, if spades are 4-3, hearts could be 4-4 or 3-5. I'm just trying to think who is more likely to have a singleton club. Because the singleton 10, singleton 9 we can pick up, and also singleton ace. We'd like to lead through that opponent the first time around. But if we're going to win the first spade in our hand, it's going to be a little bit awkward to play clubs towards the king queen a couple of times. So I think it's just easier to lead a club towards the jack, or to just play the king of clubs out of our hand. If we lose to a stiff ace, that's a little unlucky. Okay, so we win the 8. Maybe we should have stuck in the 9 trying to get to the dummy. That might have been better. I could play a diamond to the king and then a club up, but I'm not sure I want to waste my entries, and I don't really want to tell the opponents that I have diamonds. So let's start with the queen of clubs. If we lose to a singleton ace, jack of hearts, good switch. Okay, so what can we do here? It's not almost for certain not going to matter. West does not have ace king jack. They're not doing this with ace king jack. So the question is, I would like to block the suit if I can, but it's not going to matter, because even if I catch West with like jack 10 doubleton or jack 10 9, the opponents are going to be able to figure it out and correctly untangle the suit. Okay, it might have been from, oh, back we go. It's probably from king jack or ace jack. So what do we throw away here? We're probably going to have 2 pitches to make from the south hand. We want to keep our, well, we don't really need to keep our 3rd club, because dummy's long club will be good. And do we want to keep a spade? I don't think so. I think the king of spades is offside. So I think we do want to keep our 4th diamond as a threat, but our first pitch can be a club. That's safe. So it looks like the 9 of hearts to the king. So hearts were 4-4. So it looks like West had 4 spades, 4 hearts. They might have had a singleton club and 4 diamonds. That would not be good. So I can pitch a diamond from the dummy. I want to keep my spades and my clubs. And let's see, to the king. Now, what are they going to return? They're going to return a spade. And the king is almost certainly offside. So I think I'm going to throw a spade, keeping the open the possibility of 4 diamond tricks. But of course, taking a diamond finesse is then going to risk losing more tricks, because they're going to have their spades set up. The other option is to play a diamond here, throw a diamond, and have them play a spade and take the finesse. And then if it loses to the king, we still have the option of a diamond finesse at the end. We'll just have to judge what's going on. Is it possible the king of spades is onside? It is, but usually the robots would lead high from a weak suit. So I do think it's offside. So I could play all out and just hope for 4 diamond tricks, 3 clubs, and a spade. And they might reveal, based on their pitches, based on West's pitches, what they're saving near the end. They're not going to blank their queen of diamonds. They almost never do that. But they might actually get squeezed here. So I'm going to throw a spade. And back comes a spade. The 10 of diamonds. Ooh, okay. Well, we have sort of a free cover here with the jack. And we just want to make sure we can untangle everything. If it goes jack, queen, king, we can cash the 9, come back to the club, etc. East might have played this from queen 10-8 as a sort of surrounding play in case their partner had something, but the king is in dummy. So you really want to surround the 9 when the ace is in dummy or nothing's in dummy, and partner could have the king. But I'm going to cover 4. Okay, so we'll play low. So the queen of diamonds was onside, so maybe we did good by keeping that 4th diamond. But what we want to do now is we need to be a little bit careful in untangling our tricks. If we go diamond to the king, club back, we also want to make sure clubs are breaking, because West had 4 hearts, 4 spades. If they have a doubleton diamond, then they had 3 clubs, so clubs would be breaking. Yeah, it's pretty unlikely that clubs aren't breaking. But can I test everything? If I cash the ace of spades, yeah, I think that's the play. Cash the ace of spades, unblock the king of diamonds, come to hand with a club, cash the diamonds, and see what happens. This 4 and the 6. Okay, so I think diamonds are breaking. So the 8 of diamonds is still outstanding. Okay, and I have the rest of the tricks now. There's the 8 of diamonds, and I can't score the beer anymore. Unlucky. Okay, so making 2. Let's see what the double dummy said. It says we could make 2, and we can make 4 clubs. So 4 clubs was actually, playing in clubs was actually the double dummy winner. But 1 no trump making 2, I think will be probably a pretty common result. And notice West's lead. A lot of people don't like leading away from ace jack, especially against a contract like 1 no trump at match points. Easily could blow a trick. Here it would have been fine though, however. And notice the king of spades was onside, so we actually could have done fine almost in any suit. Every card was working, was onside. So third deal, we're not vulnerable. We only have 10 points though, so we're gonna pass. The partner opens a heart, a spade. So we have a little bit of a tough call here. We could bid a no trump. We don't have a stopper though, so I'm not crazy about that idea, but it shows our values. We don't want to bury partner for opening light in third chair, however, white against red. We could raise to 2 hearts, but I don't like that either because we have 3 little spades. Partner may only have a 4-card suit. We could bid 2 clubs, and I think that's what I'm leaning towards. That's just going to show natural 6 or 5 of them, 5 solid, 4 to 10 high card points. Our clubs are not great. We could also make a negative double. That shows 3 to 5 clubs, 3 to 5 diamonds, 1 to 2 hearts. Maybe that's a better call, actually. With equal in the minors, partner is going to prefer 2 clubs. And this also gives partner a chance to rebid 1 no trump. If they have like 3-5, 3-2 or something like that with a stopper, then that allows us to get to no trump. So I'm going to make a negative double. The one danger though is if it goes 2 spades on my left, partner might bid forced to bid 3 diamonds on a 4-card suit, and we might get too high or in the wrong strain. So I'm going to make a negative double and see what happens. 4 hearts, okay, that's fine. We have values. We have queen doubleton of hearts. We have nothing to be ashamed of here. And let's see what they lead. A diamond, okay, that's a good lead from them because they're forcing an entry to their partner's hand for a spade through. So it looks like we got too high on this deal. Partner was quite aggressive, but we have 23 high card points and partner has a 7-card suit. But we know the ace of spades is almost certainly offside, especially with a non-spade lead. So what can we do? If we duck, they're going to return a spade and the hand is over. There's nothing we can really do about that. What we could do is if the diamond happens to be a singleton, which is extremely unlikely, we can win the ace, pull trump, knock out the ace of clubs, and then hopefully have clubs for a discard. But that's not going to work either because the opponents are going to be able to duck once. East is going to be able to duck once. East didn't lead this from king queen. That would be, the robots just don't do that. So I'm going to rise with the ace. I'm going to pull trump, and I think we're just going to go down 1. And let's see here. Can we even give ourselves a chance at the spade finesse just in case? I don't think so because they're going to, well, we can overtake the queen of clubs with the king later in the play. But I think we just want to make sure we don't go down more than 1 because I think it's going to be a pretty common contract, 4 hearts. And there's no way to get rid of 2 of our clubs either, of course. So do we want to knock out the ace of clubs first or draw trumps first? I think we want to draw trumps first. And we'll start with the queen in case they're 4-0. Okay, so let's pull trump. They were 2-2. Now we'll just get the clubs going, but this is not going to work. The opponents are going to have 4 tricks. Diamond over, and a spade through. And they defended perfectly, of course. And a claim. So 1 down. What could we do? We could get to 3 no trump. 3 no trump would be potentially the winner from the north side if they led a spade. If they didn't lead a spade, then we can't make 3 no trump. We can only make 2 no trump from their side. So if you were able to stop in 3 hearts, that's good. Let us know how the auction proceeded at your table. Like, I'm using Gavin's advanced system, so maybe they're more aggressive, and maybe the north hand just rebid 3 hearts. I actually kind of like a 3 heart rebid rather than 4 hearts. Now, I would have bumped to 4 hearts anyway for sure, with 10 points and Queen Doubleton of Hearts. But let us know how the robot handled this auction. And if you happen to bid, say, 2 clubs, what did the robot do over that? They're certainly not passing, but did they just bid 2 hearts? Did they jump to 3 hearts? What did they do? So 4th deal, a club, a heart. We have random assortment of high cards here. It looks like 11 to me, all kings and queens and 1 jack. So we have king and 1 club, which may not be great, but we do have a doubleton. And we have a little bid of stuff here. So rather than just bid 2 hearts, I'm going to show a limit raise. Fit, at least game try, 10 or more high card points. Yeah, this qualifies as 10 or more. It's not the greatest 11, but we'll show our values. 3 clubs, 4 hearts. There goes partner again, going crazy. So this is probably not great because our king and 1 club may be just completely worthless. But there's nothing else we can do. Partner's put us there. Okay, partner had the queen of clubs. Thank you, partner. So we're losing a club, a couple of spades, and that may be it. Now, partner was a little bit aggressive again. 5-3-3-2, Queen Doubleton of clubs, terrible trumps. I'm not sure I would have blasted game here. I may have made a try, but anyway, we're here. And what we'd like to do is we'd like to, before the opponents can get their diamond trick set up and cashed, we'd like to get a spade trick going. So that we have a pitch from the north hand. So basically, we'd like to take 5 hearts, 2 diamonds is 7, a club is 8, and 2 spades is 10. Now, of course, we need to make sure that we get the spades correct if they happen to be 4-2. So let's see how we're going to do this. Do we want to play low from dummy, the south hand to trick 1, or high? In other words, where do we want to win the first trick? Now, it may not matter. The opponents may win the ace of clubs, and if spades are 4-2, they may go spade, 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 getting their ruff, and that's going to be the end of the deal. We'll be 1 down. So I'd like to play low, and maybe West will stick in the 10 or the jack. And then we can draw trumps before working on spades. Nope, they're too smart for that. Here come the spades. Queen of diamonds. Okay. I think we want to save the king of diamonds in the dummy, because we do want dummy entries to get back to the spade suit. So I'm going to win the ace of diamonds and get trumps going. If trumps are 4-1, we're just going to be in trouble. We're not going to be able to make it, of course. We're going to have 4 top losers. And we don't have any heart spots, so there's no singletons or anything we can pick up. And we want to end in the dummy and play a spade towards the 10, or do we want to end in the north hand and play a spade towards the queen? Who's more likely to have spade shortness? Probably West, if we remember the auction. A club, a heart, 2 clubs. So clubs are probably 7-2 or 6-3. Well, East led the 6 of clubs, which was, I think, unreadable at the point he led it. But clubs are vulnerable, 3 clubs. He's probably got 7 of them. And he shifted to the queen of diamonds. He's likely to have the spade shortness. So, we're going to come to a point where we're going to have to guess, and whether spades are 3-3 or 4-2. If we play a low one towards the 10 and it loses to say the king, then when we play a one back towards the queen jack, we may have to completely duck it if they're 4-2, or go up with the queen if they're 3-3. But we'll try to get a count on the hand before that. So I think we want to go ace king of hearts, then a heart to the queen. Conserve our entries. Please follow. Jack, that's not good. That is not good at all. Show out. Okay, so he was 7-1. Now, I tend to believe that spades are 3-3, but let's take a look. So we're not making this contract. And he's pitching clubs and clubs and clubs. Let's play a low spade. Go up with the king or the ace? No, that's not good. Okay, so we need to keep... it doesn't matter. They're going to play a diamond now, and we're done. Maybe if I pitch the king of clubs, they'll get suckered into playing another club, and then I can play a spade. So let's see, though. If West had 1 heart, 7 clubs, 3 spades, then they're only going to have 2 diamonds, and they're not going to be able to cash the diamond once they get in with the spade. So that's possible. That's probably our only shot. Club back. Okay, so now we're stuck in the dummy and we have to play the queen of spades. King, 9, okay. 8 of spades. Okay, so we got out for down 1, which isn't bad. We actually could have been down 2. I'm not sure how the robots could have done that because oh yeah. So West, at the point where I led the first spade, West had to hop up with the king and return their second diamond to set up their diamond trick for East to cash when they got in with the ace of spades. Once West ducked the king of spades, they had no chance. So that's actually an interesting declare play point. Is I wanted to lead spades from the dummy to make it harder for West to go up and also to cater to 4-2. So remember, the opponents don't know what you have in the closed hand. So at this point here, playing a low spade, it's extremely difficult for West to rise with the king. And this also brings me to another point where sometimes you're in a situation that looks hopeless as declarer, and you actually need the opponents to like fly up with a king you can capture with your ace in order to avoid losing a trick in a suit. And sometimes you can make it look like this situation where you lead low away from the queen jack from the dummy, and they may think, oh, I need to rise to either get in and play my second and last card against no trump to set up partner suit, or something like this situation where they have to get in to lead a diamond to set up their other suit. So over here, we're going to see when I play the 2 of spades, West had to fly up with the king. Oh no, no, never mind. They could actually have done it if he had ducked. Oh, because East had the master heart still. So East had to not waste the heart and save it for later. So I think at this point, yeah, I'm only down 1. So, oh, he had to duck. No, that makes no sense. What's going on here? Yeah, he had to duck and let his partner win the first spade to play a diamond. Okay, that's basically impossible. I think Boyd Broglin made a play like that on defense the last few years ago that won him a prize, where he just had ace third and of the opponent's side suit that they were setting up against 4 hearts or something, and he just ducked it when 99.9% of players would just win the ace and play, because he needed his partner to win the king to play some other suit through to set up another trick for them. It was quite impressive. So that was the 4th deal. On to the last deal. We have 8 and 6 is 14. We have a couple of 10s, but we're 4-3-3. We're vulnerable. I'm not going to upgrade this to a strong no trump. And our diamonds are pretty good. We wouldn't mind a diamond lead if we're defending. So we found our diamond fit. We're plenty high. So this is not inverted. This is just constructive. Partner's a passed hand and there's competition. So we are done. And 2 spades, 3 diamonds. Partner's not done, but we're still done. We're not going to bury partner here. So we have, well, 3 no trump is pretty close. Played from our side, if they let a spade, we would have 5, 6, 7, 8 tricks, but no prospect of a 9th trick before they got their tricks all set up. So we're in 3 diamonds, and let's see what we can do. We're going to lose a spade and a couple of hearts and a couple of clubs. So what can we do to prevent that? The clubs, we can't really do anything. They're just going to take their ace king of clubs whenever they please. And they found a good lead here. A heart lead looks like a good lead for them in that they're setting up their side suit before we get our spades going. So the 7 could be from honor 8-7, honor 9-7, something like that. It could also be a doubleton, but it's not likely to be a doubleton. I mean, West doesn't have the ace king of clubs. They would have led one. They've got king jack of spades, 1 club honor. They probably have a heart honor. They did bid twice. But I think good technique, we'll try ducking 1 round of hearts and then winning a 2nd round of hearts. And then we'll draw trump and we'll see if we can either end play West into leading away from the queen of spades, or we may try to develop our spade trick and hope that West started with a doubleton heart and is not able to cash the winning heart when they get in. That's extremely unlikely though, because East is going to have an entry almost certainly in clubs. So I think what we're going to do is hope that we can somehow end play West into leading away from the queen of spades. It's also possible that if East has the jack of spades, we can end play East and then they can't break the spade suit either. So I think we're going to duck once to the jack. So the lead was probably king 7, king 9 7, king 8 7, something like that. If it was a singleton and our ace is about to get roughed, I'm going to be quite sad. No, he would have returned the king. So we're going to go up ace, save that little heart as an exit. So it looks like West could easily right now have king 9 7 and just have the king left. It's possible that he has queen 9 7 and East made what's called a discovery play from king jack. He knows his partner is not going to underlead an ace against the suit contract, so he plays the jack to figure out who has the queen. And with the jack winning, he knows that declare does not have the queen. So let's see what we can do here. I think what we want to do is draw trumps and play clubs, and then hope to throw the opponents in with a heart. And we'd like to play clubs probably towards the jack, hope that a sleepy West ducks with ace doubleton. So let's get trumps going. I don't think it matters which. Okay, wonderful. Another bad trump split. So much for the end play, because we're going to be exhausted of trumps. So there's not going to be an end play here. So what we want to do is we want to just be a little bit careful not to go too down. And actually we might, because what's going to happen is if we draw all the trump and then start working on clubs, East is just going to play hearts at us and remove our last trump. And then when they cash the long club, they're going to have a heart to cash, presumably, assuming the opponent who wins the second club has the long heart. So it may be right to play a club right away, and just if we run into a rough, then nothing we could do about that anyway. Okay, here comes a heart to the king. Okay, king of clubs. Please don't get a rough here. I want to, doesn't matter where I win this, but I'll just try to fool him here. Spade, don't rough this, don't rough this. Okay, good. Now we're just going to lose a trick. So we can draw trump, and then, I mean, we may as well draw trump ending in our hand and then run the queen of spades hoping for a singleton jack. I guess it's impossible, but let's just give it a shot. I mean, West had 4 clubs, no diamonds, 3 hearts, and therefore 6 spades. So yeah, it's impossible. It's impossible. So we're just going to claim down 1. And king jack of spades were over there. Let's check the double dummy results on this one. We can make 2 diamonds, which is what we made, and the opponents can make 3 spades. Double dummy. I guess they just have to guess which spade honor to put in, and they'll lose a heart and 2 spades and 1 club is what's going to happen. So they'll make 3 spades. So I think we did okay in the bidding. Partner did well to compete. And East decided not to bump to 3 spades. They probably had high hopes of doing well against 3 diamonds, but it turns out they had to make a double, a match point double, and that would have gotten them a great score in 200. But that's all for today. So the first deal, we shamefully overbid with our 13 points and 6 good diamonds, not vulnerable, and got punished for it. Second deal, reached the par spot. Third deal, we ran into an offside ace of spades, which the opponents told us. Our partner was pretty aggressive. This is the one I'm curious what your robot did, if they followed the same line of thinking, or if you chose to bid 2 clubs instead of double, what your robot did in response to that. Fourth deal, again, we ran into an aggressive partner and a bad trump split. So that wasn't good, but we managed to escape for 1 down on a slight misdefense that was very difficult for the opponents to solve. And on the 5th deal, I think we did well to get to 3 diamonds down 1 when the opponents can make a bunch of spades. So that's all for today. So you guys can let me know if I'm out on the golf course after this, or if I get to come back for another edition of the IntoBridge Daily Challenge. So again, Danny Miles here from Canada, signing off, and let us know in the comments how you did. And give the video a thumbs up, costs nothing, and definitely helps. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you again soon.